Hello,
That
everybody.
always goes too quick.
Yeah, I know, right? Hello, everybody. We're talking about fakery and the paranormal today. Man, I don't see. Oh, hey, good evening, Sarah. I can see him on the bottom, but I can't see him on the side, just so you know that.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I
We'll,
can see when they come up.
we'll sort that out.
All right.
I'm just sharing this out, guys. So just
Just give a minute and share it out. Well, how is everybody doing today? Maybe if I go into comments, that would help. There we go. Right? Hey, Carl, Sarah. Do I click
oh,
on them? No, I can't.
hang on. My battery's decided to run out.
Oh, that's not good.
Plug this thing in. I always forget that part.
There's only two people in this one.
There's 4 people watching. Say hi, everyone. Let us know you're there.
Mm,
If you can share this out, we would be grateful. It'd be giving me a
yes,
hand. And
please share out. Like, I'm just gonna sit here awkwardly. No, I'm just kidding.
how's your week been, though, Eric? What you been up to?
Really slow. Not much. Just playing on my computer since I got a new computer. Hey,
Oh, wow.
Robert,
Nitty's in the
Mary.
house.
I didn't see nothing. Oh,
Hello.
hey, Parker.
How you doing, right?
Good. Hey, Sam.
He's a right part-timer over there.
Yeah.
You what?
Part-timer.
Yeah, I wish I was.
I have some sad news to share with everybody. Hi, Mary. Congratulations, by the way. Hi, Carl. Oh, thank you, Mary. I've got some sad news. Dan isn't with us tonight because not only did he go away on holiday,
Again?
but he caught COVID.
Oh no.
No.
Hi, Joe. So I don't know if it's a secret or not, but he's feeling a bit worse for wear. So he does send his apologies to everyone. But yeah, he didn't want his snivelling, snot, and sneezing coming over. Sometimes just get the night off, just chill, as they say.
Joe. So, since Viv's figuring out, Jamie, what do you think about fakery and the paranormal?
Don't say that again, mate.
So, what do you think about fakery and the paranormal?
Say that again.
What do you think about fakery and the paranormal?
Please translate.
What do you think about fakery in the paranormal? Fakes.
Oh, sorry.
What do you think? Bakery?
Fakery.
Where do I get started, really? I don't know, really. I think it's like the show last week. I think you kind of nailed everything on the head, really. You know, you get your fake mediums, you get this, you get that, but you just kind of you don't. It just lets go over your head. Do you know what I mean? Because you've seen it all before, and it's just like you're only gonna mess it up for yourselves, you know. But people will start to challenge you when you put stuff on social media and stuff like that. It's like, well, look what I've got, and do you know. So it's kind of like another story in itself. Do you know?
Yeah, I understand that.
It's but like you say, you can talk about it until the cows come home, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you know, like I say, whatever people want to do in their time, it's up to them. But don't start criticising other people's work when you can't even do it.
Yes, we blame it all on Dan. No. Did you see that?
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Net says she doesn't like it and it makes a mockery of those who are serious about it and give good content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just happening on TV shows in the public. It's happening on private casts, YouTube, Facebook, you know, everything.
Do you know what annoys me, though? The fakery and the paranormal, it seems to have stepped up a level.
Yeah.
When I say that, with the fakery also comes the witch hunts and the egos seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm going to talk about, I am going to mention his name. I don't care. If he wants to bring a lawsuit, bring it. I'm okay with that. But the big one that gets on my nerves is Steve Huff and Huff Paranormal.
Oh, yeah.
Because we know, hands down, he's faking it. It's all egotistical and narcissistic behaviour. But what really gets me is the poor families and people that are close to these people that have just passed are seeing it not just plastered all over social media. He's saturating everything and he has no respect for the families that are left to grieve or to get over the shock of what's just happened, because it's not just people that die of natural causes, it's people that take their own lives and things like that.
Yeah.
The day that it happens, depending on, you know, what side of the world the person that's deceased is, he's on it straight away. You know, there is just no let up. I think, one, it's disgraceful behaviour, and he obviously has traits of mental health issues, but he's taking it even further than that, because it's like bullying the family of the deceased person. You know, they don't want to see that. And the paranormal community doesn't want to see that either. You know, he gets very upset by people's comments and blocks them and all this sort of thing. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're putting that out there, you should read the comments, mate. You should see how people are upset.
Mm-hmm.
You should see what they think of you. And maybe you might learn something yourself. But it's, for him, it's all about the moolah. You know, if he's making money and people are still buying his spirit boxes because they believe, you know, people will be able to contact, I don't know, Freddie Mercury, let's say, that died yesterday. You know, that's just, one, it's disrespectful. Two, you're an idiot. And three, you're duping people out of their hard-earned cash.
That, and not only that, you got to realize that there's a time lapse between somebody passes on and somebody crosses over, or even turns into the energy is even released, even if you don't even believe in crossing over.
Yeah, I think the more we talk about him and the more we say, do not buy his spirit boxes, don't condone his behaviour. Let's put these people out there. Let's talk about them. It's not giving them publicity. It's trying to wake people up. People that are new into the paranormal field, that are just starting on their paranormal journey. You know, they might not know what's what. You know, so by alerting people, I think it's got to be a good thing. Yes, he is an arse, definitely, Carl. It's just ridiculous, the way he sort of attacks people. I think I just sit there with a popcorn, you know. Oh, he's having a go at now, you know. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is an arse, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, Robert. No, definitely. What about you, Eric? What's been? I just touched on a little light one, but what about you? What annoys you about fakery and paranormal? And what have you noticed? What have you seen?
Well, I mean, I've seen everything from when it first started out in YouTube and everything else, where people would hook a fishing line up to a chair. And in fact, there was just a thing on when that National Ghost Hunt that somebody was caught doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously? And they did it just to scare a guy. And I'm like, well, if you do all that, how are we supposed to even get real evidence or even present that evidence if everybody thinks it's fake?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Hello, security, Bri. Security. Bri is security. We love Bri. But no, I think as well, more recently, the other fakery I'd seen was on the TV.
Really?
Now, we know that it does state for entertainment purposes only. And we know that if you watched a TV show and nothing happened, you'll think it was boring and turn it over. But when the TV production companies are doing things and actually damaging grade 2 listed buildings,
yep,
I think it takes on a whole other direction. Now, this is a UK TV show that luckily doesn't get aired anymore because it doesn't deserve the airtime. It's not because of the fakery and that sort of thing, because the show, they put on a bit of entertainment and it's laughable, it's watchable, but it's all the politics that then comes behind that. What we have here in the UK is we have these companies and venues that put up their prices because this so-called program had been there and they put it out there in a public domain. Yep. So everyone had been going to these venues for such a long time. TV company, and they charged X amount of money. TV company then comes in, block books it, so nobody else can go during the time of filming, which, yeah, I can understand that as well. But then after that, when they've been and gone, to every other paranormal enthusiast that wants to hire that property or building, let's say for 4 or 5 hours, it's a hideous amount of money just because said company has been in and filmed. And not only have they filmed, but they've faked a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then you get the paranormal people going in that believing it's actually true,
So you're paying what, £100 or something like that for just to go in and investigate, and it's like, okay, well, nothing's happening.
Yeah, no, it's just Carl's asking, Big Man's still on holiday? No, he's not very well at the moment, so he's having some time out to recuperate. He's got COVID. Bless him. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Cliff.
Hi, Cliff. Hey, Cliff, I got your time machine. I'll meet you at your place last Tuesday.
See, Jacqueline talks of Codner Farmhouse. Now, I used to pay £50 for an evening at Codner Farmhouse, and it went up to £250. But not only was that to do with said TV program, that was to do with said person that was looking after the paranormal side. They saw it as a business. Yeah. So it was a bit of both there. But yeah, Codner is a good example of it, Jacqueline. So thank you for that one. Used to be so when you call me that now I'm fake. Or you're fake security Bri. So Carl says, have you seen My Hotel is Haunted on YouTube? Extortionate prices to do an investigation. Yeah, really? And that's to do with a certain said young man, I'm not going to mention him, that is running that. I think he's got the monopoly on it, hasn't he, or something? Yeah, now, I don't know.
I think I know who you're talking about, and yes, he does. In fact, he created that by threatening every other paranormal team out there.
Yeah. Codner is an interesting one because, as far as I'm aware, it's joint owned by council and coal board. No, it's not. It's not owned by the council or the coal board anymore. The coal board sold it, and it went to a property developer.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when it was up for sale because I know someone that looked to buying it. But yeah, it wasn't a viable concern. But yeah, it's now owned by a property developer. So yeah, it's a shame what's happened there, but there you go. Hi, Mr. Mould. Good evening to you, sir. Dan will need a holiday when he's recovered. Oh my God! Don't encourage him, Sarah. So yeah, so faking for the TV show, bringing the shows into distribute the actual field in itself. But then again, it's an entertainment show, so
Yeah.
should we expect more?
I know I do. I don't know. I mean, when I started watching them, even a long time ago before one of the shows that I don't like anymore was on, I wanted to see what people got or what people missed, during the investigation, because I see things that other people don't have the time, like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, well, they faked it, and everybody's claiming that they faked it. So I'm like, well, then there's no joy in watching it for me, because I don't know if what I saw is real or not.
I must admit, I'm going to drop some names now.
Okay.
Love them or hate them, I think Ghost Adventures has done a lot for the field. And I say that because, oh yeah, we know that they fake stuff. We know that, that some of it is far-fetched. We know that he bullies Aaron and he makes people do their lone vigils and you stay there and I'll lock you in here and all. We know about all of that. But when I say he's done a lot for the field, I look at some of the equipment that they use. Now, because of Ghost Adventures, I haven't met the man, but I've talked to him on Facebook. I bought his equipment. I've seen Bill Chappell.
Yeah.
And the equipment that I've bought from Bill Chappell has been amazing. Some of the results I have got myself have been off the scale.
Yep.
Some of the results I cannot possibly explain. And I've looked at that equipment for the floors and everything, got to know it inside out. And that is thanks to Ghost Adventures. You know, I have to thank them for that. Even some of the ways, some of the experiments they do, I've heard about certain things through Ghost Adventures, and I've looked into it and researched it myself. What is that? What does that mean? What is it? Something made up? Is it real? Is it rubbish? What is it? So, yeah, I have to thank Ghost Adventures for that. But again, I watch it and it's like, oh, that's a load of rubbish, or that's this, or that's that. And then you get the politics behind that, how he wants to be the only, what was the thing that I read, paranormal TV show in the
that's
States.
what I was talking about, the bullying.
Oh.
He's threatened. In fact, what was that one? I forget, it's a new one that came out here. It was a kid that he had on his show as a camera operator.
Dakota Layden.
Yep. And he got booted off his show because of him. And so now they're doing everything that they do on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, why don't they come and sell it to a different TV network? Because as far as I understood that Zach Bagans was funding it and he was the executive producer. Yeah. So rather than just moaning about it, why don't you sell it to a different network in a different country and market it that way? I think everybody's guilty of it. We're all too easy sitting pretty when it's comfortable, but when it comes to actually working for something, it's like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I like just making my own stuff, for I had to learn how to do it. I had to research it. I had to look up, and then I had to test it. What makes it go off? What doesn't make it go off? Stuff like that.
Yeah. We got some comments here. Jacqueline, she says, I like to go to hotels which have history. I've stayed at a Golden Fleece for 3 nights. That's amazing. It's great when you can do that, isn't it? Just take yourself off, go and stay in a hotel that has its own ghosts and enjoy yourself that while you're there. Robert Fulton says, pity help the paranormal community. If a new house or factory or castle comes up, their prices will be out of this world because it's a new place. Yeah. Yeah. That's true, that is. Bryce says they all do it. That's why I call it for a distinction between entertainment and investigating teams. Now, Bry. I haven't even got onto the teams yet. Bear with me on that one, Bry.
Okay.
Lou and myself are staying in an apparently haunted hotel in Whitby next year. Do you know, I'm off to Whitby this year.
Oh yeah, wow.
Ooh. It's still open as a hotel too. It's going to be we gonna keep the everyday folk away. Oh, I see what you're saying. Investigating. Hi, Andy. How are you doing?
Yeah, Andy.
Golden Fleece, yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's talking about the Golden Fleece in York.
Yeah.
You wait till
I'm
you
gonna
get
have
here.
to go. I'm gonna have to go to all these places.
I'm surprised a certain UK paranormal investigator, he who shall not be mentioned, doesn't charge for breathing the air. Yeah. Definitely, Stephen. I don't think the SLS cams are 100% trustworthy. They can pick up a coat rack as a person.
Yes.
Do you know what? These SLS cameras, what people don't realise is they're actually a game.
Yep, from the Xbox.
It's a game.
Yep.
For the Xbox. That's how it was first designed. And when I got an SLS camera, I took it out thinking, I was the bee's knees. It picks up your reflection. It makes up shapes. Yep. I don't know what it does, but it is, unless it does something absolutely super duper amazing that.
Well, it does. I mean, it will pick up the shape, but the point behind it is that you can't just hold it and point it at everything. You have to set it in the middle of the room still, let it adjust, and then whatever you get could be possible.
I mean, if I was in a theatre and I pointed it at the stage, and all of a sudden these stick figures appeared more than two, and then they looked like they were dancing or entertaining me, then I would be interested in it. Yep. But if it's just the one figure crawling up the wall like I've got before so many times, it's a glitch in the system. It's nothing. That's what I believe anyway.
Well, and that's true. That's the way it works. I mean, you can't be, like I said, you can't be moving it around. It has to sit still. You know, there's people walking around. Yeah, picked up the gravestone, picked up that looked something by it. I mean, if they made it a little bit better, you know, there's these laser things you can get. I can even buy one, but it costs over $1,000.
Is it that LiDAR? That's the newest.
Yep, the LiDAR. Yep.
Yeah.
And it works really well because it maps everything in the room, and you set it in an empty room without anybody in it, and set it off, and it will map everything. And then if you see a person, then you got something.
Yeah. Carl saying it's Dakota Destination Fear are now on YouTube, due to be pulled from TV.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Greetings from Blackpool. Oh, Mr. Wayne Seedens at Blackpool. Oh, go and get a ride on a donkey and say hello to the tower. For me.
Well, now I want to ride on a donkey. Thanks.
But no, Blackpool, there's in Blackpool itself, there's a ride in the funfair part. I think it's the ghost train that actually is haunted, said to be haunted by somebody that used to work there.
Oh, wow.
That's a bit ironic, isn't it? Like, get on the ghost train, it actually is haunted. Bill's in the house. Hi, Bill. Hi, Jacqueline. It clocks onto pictures and makes stick figures. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Gravestones and fire extinguishers are one of the favourite for the SLS. So the SLS is actually faking.
Especially fire extinguisher. I've seen that a
results.
couple times on shows.
Yeah. Same as the cameras on the new Tesla cars. They can apparently pick up ghosts. Really?
Yeah. Any camera that is like that, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's the same basic thing.
Is it just trying to make sense of a shape, and the one that it recognises the most is the human body form, so there it throws that?
That's exactly how that whole thing works.
Yeah. The ghost train is haunted by Cleggy. See, he knows.
Cleggy. Must be the old person or the person that worked there. You can imagine, like, a lot of these places. I'm going off subject about fakery. There are a lot of these places that people enjoy and love might still be there, you know.
Yeah. So, fakery. Come on. Is there anything that annoys you, Eric?
Everything about fakery annoys me. Because when I go out, I want to find out if what they say is true. So if I notice, like, there's this one bar here in America that a famous team did that all it was fakery. There was a ghost picture behind the mirror, you know, the mirror in the bathrooms. Glasses were rigged to shake. You know, everything about it was fake. And the guy got pissed. And I would too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Chantel's in the house. Do you want to sing to Chantel, or shall I?
Chantel, but I love Chantel.
Chantel's in the house and Dan's not well. Chantel, you'll be doing swell without that idiot that is ill. I can't do it like Dan does. I do apologise, but he's not well. So, yeah. Sorry, Chantel. I might have hurt your ears.
Everybody's going, Chantel!
Best shoot just started work. Catch you all soon. Take care, Carl. Give my love to the missus. Alton Towers. The famous haunting in Alton Towers is not on any of the rides. It's actually in the Chinese garden. That's been documented for over a long period of time. They used to do ghost hunts at Alton Towers and give you a ruined part to go and investigate in, but it's not the part that is haunted. So Alton Towers did fake the haunting or what went on there, or whether it was just paranormal enthusiasts jumping on a bandwagon thinking that this part was actually haunted when it wasn't, and whether they manifested something because of that. But it's actually the Chinese garden at Alton Towers, which is the spot that is haunted. It's funny, like, the Japanese garden's haunted. It's quite pretty as well, Japanese garden there.
The one thing I really want to do is go to the Edinburgh Zoo and the zoo in England. I don't know exactly where it is, but I want to go there.
We'll show you around, don't you worry. We'll be well looked after both ends of the spectrum. So,
cool.
See you soon, Wayne. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Oh, bless him.
Yep.
Yeah. I can Angie kind of set things up. If I could edit how I've got to post. I'm so technically disinclined.
No, really.
Oh, Sam. I call myself a technical retard. Don't worry about that.
Like I said, I haven't had a computer in almost 15 years, and I'm like, yay! Okay, now how do I use it?
Yeah. What's an app? How do I use them? I'm happy to forfeit my ego trip if Dan isn't here. I mean, the man knows how to blow a smoke up a lady's arse. That's true that. True that. Yeah. Do you know what also annoys me about fakery and the paranormal is when, so it's not really fakery.
Okay.
Somebody posts a picture. Obviously, the person, it's nothing to do with the paranormal. You can tell by the groups that they like. You do a little bit of searching and digging. They take a picture for whatever reason. They take this picture. The picture has something strange, and they ask the paranormal groups their opinion.
Yeah. I
Just
know.
want an opinion. Now, some people do it and fake it. That happens without a shadow of a doubt.
Mhm.
But what annoys me, the paranormal groups that are not checking and looking properly. Who is this person? What do they like? Who are their friends? Have they been out on with a paranormal team? Have they got any interests? You know, and if for me, the questions are no, 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 no. I'll take a proper look at the picture. But if I see that they're involved with somebody within the paranormal field, forget it. I'm not even going to comment. But other people then jump on and turn it into a witch hunt. I've seen that happen so many times, but not just within the paranormal, UFO, cryptozoology. They're all doing it, and it's like, why? Why feel the need? Because you're not, if they're faking these pictures, it's not giving them any credibility by shooting your mouth off about it.
Yep, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, and I saw one like that. It was a real picture of paranormal activity. It was a dog, the outline, manifestation, and I knew exactly where the picture was taken. It was taken over in England. It was taken by somebody that normally walks through the animal cemetery. And then it showed up in Australia, it showed up in America. And I'm like, I know where that picture was taken. I talked to the person personally,
Yeah, or if it's got any sense of credibility to it, somebody will plagiarize that as their own work. They won't even credit the person who that intellectual property belongs to. It's yeah.
That's why the first thing I'm going to do is learn how to watermark pictures.
I'll tell you what I use. It's called watermarking tool.
Okay. This is an app you can download?
You can download it. Okay. You can use it with just single photographs for free. But if you're watermarking many, I think it's about £5 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Considering your £5 is about 4-something our pounds.
Yeah. So it's really pennies. But yeah, definitely watermark your photographs, even if it's not paranormal, it's your intellectual property. You can do the fake watermark right the way through the middle, and it won't detract it from the picture.
Okay.
So yeah, and Steve Milder says Photoshop and Lightroom have a watermark feature built in.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I do have that.
Yeah, so yeah. Let's see what the comments are saying. There we go. From here. Sam says, I adventure in woods and run across some old homesteads that have been abandoned and long forgotten. The energy from what was there still remains very strong, as if they're still alive. You can get actual energy that's not left by other energy that's been bought by others invading the area. Opinion. No, that's a really good opinion to have. Definitely one. And as well, when you're walking across the woods, you also have what I call the nature or earth spirits, and that energy that comes through as well. Something you don't really want to mess with too much. When I say mess with, you don't want to provoke or go screaming and shouting and calling them demons when they're really not.
I know. That's a whole nother thing that I'm upset about too. But I get called off being wrong, and I'm like, well, yeah, but you got to wonder too if people are manifesting these things because they think that's what it is.
Yeah,
your brain is a very powerful weapon. It is. and they still haven't mapped all of it. So, and it's been proven that you can create a entity by just mentioning it, writing it
Yes.
down, making it fact, It's a laptop, Robert. Yep.
AI is the
Yes,
biggest
good.
threat to fakery now.
Mm.
Do you think? Here's a question for you, Bri. I went to the Awakening in Manchester on Sunday, and I found a lot of things out that I was quite comfortable with. I've been in the field for a very long time, and I had these theories and thoughts and my teachings, what I was taught, what I found out, what I now teach, and it's all been blown away by talking to two people.
Really?
And it's not just spirit on the spiritual level, it's on the paranormal level, UFO, cryptid, it's on all levels. It's left me very confused, a bit dazed and scared. What are your thoughts about all these things being connected? So whoever's giving these theories or even debates, that's okay too. We can all have theories, we can all have debates, and it's okay to have a different opinion from somebody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them horrible. It doesn't make them wrong and you right. We should all be open to listening to one another and making our own opinions, and following our own research and that sort of thing. So do you think in the fakery side, it's got to the point where others don't want you to know, so they fake it to try and steer you away from truths?
It could be. It's just, that's why I say that, when somebody says something to me, okay, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but now I'm going to take that and then I'm going to go and find out and make my own decision off of what's happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Just like Bernie Saunders is everywhere.
Mm.
I should name my computer after
Go on.
you.
Go ahead, Sam. Yeah, it is.
Do you think? Or is it fake?
I think.
Or is it faked?
Well, AI is for fake. Like I've seen like these like old time pictures of these guys standing next to Bigfoot that looks real. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And he goes, "Yeah, it's AI." I'm like, really? Wow. Okay.
But again, AI is something that is created, because I think there was this, we had this discussion with Barry Fitzgerald, where, or was it, I can't remember, if Steve Mira, where they took the computers and for 10 years they were programming it with every single word to do with the Bible and life after death and paranormal and ghosts and demon and all the rest of it. And I think it was after so many years and putting everything in, they asked it the question about another like life after death and another universe, and the thing spoke back. And what it said was mind-blowing. Like it's basically nothing. It is just crazy. But again, that's a man-made thing. It's what we're teaching it to do. The computers are listening to us, like our phones. We can have a conversation about Tupperware and plastic containers, and then all of a sudden me and Eric will be getting ads for plastic containers and Tupperware. It's all marketing. I think it's controlling, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
4:40 a.m. It's about as early as I get up.
I'm still snoring at that time. Hi, Kelly. I hope you're well.
Good.
She's got some baby birds. Oh, congratulations. Sometimes mic is static. Maybe move your mic away a little bit from your mouth.
Sorry. Is that a little bit better?
How's that? How's that, Kelly?
You could take the whole thing out too, but I'm afraid there's going to be feedback.
No, don't leave it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to do what's comfortable for you, I think, haven't you?
Yep. You know, and I teach people about being scared when they go on ghost hunts, right? But I know that it can even the simplest thing can make you at least feel awkward. You know, like my cat, Xena, that passed on, walking up on the couch, but I know both of my cats are sleeping on the back of the couch. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well, freaked me out a little bit, but you know. And then one day she kept doing it over and over again. I'm like, and walking back and forth. I'm like, okay, you got to stop, please.
Yeah, Bryce saying to some extent, but where I think it is the biggest impact is a truly obnoxious person can become followable through using AI, appealing people as a model with the obnoxious guy. Yeah. I just think it's becoming very, very dangerous. I mean, for personally, Bri, for a long time, people were talking, especially through COVID. Oh, I can feel something's coming, you know, on the spiritual level. I don't know what it is, but it's something very big. It's going to be the biggest thing ever, and government's going to listen, and we're going to sit up, and it's like a warning. I don't think it's what you think it is.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a war, and we are already in that war.
We have been for a
But that's a
long time.
personal opinion through research and speaking to people. But yeah, that would be another show. Terry Two Willies is in the house.
Hey, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Okay, now I gotta know why do you guys call him that?
We don't know. We have no idea. I don't know. I actually know Terry. I've met Terry and his good wife, Christine. Lovely, lovely people. But I don't know why we call him Terry Two Willies. I think it just rhymes. And it was Lois being disgusting, but it's stuck. But maybe Terry knows something else. I don't know.
It's picking up the breathing from my nostrils.
You're breathing. Oh, God. It's all jumped. Hang on. Where do we get to? Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Exactly. At this present time. Yeah. How do you know that you're in their realm? How do you actually know?
And maybe they're invading your realm.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian, we should get him on a show something. We could have this discussion. It'll be brilliant. We'll have to get Brian on a show. But yeah. It's Eric's mic. It needs some foam at the end of the mic. It's picking up the breathing from his nostrils. He's got to breathe. Eric, stop breathing.
And like I said before, Cliff, did you hear my comment earlier?
Yes, agreed, Sam.
And that's also a good song. World is a vampire. Yeah, it is. It really needs
other fakery in the paranormal. What else annoys you, Eric, in the paranormal fakery of things?
Well, just blatant, you know that it's fake. I mean, you can see the lines, or you can see like a swing moving back by itself by its back and forth by itself. I've seen somebody, and all you need is a really thick piece of fishing line, that's heavy duty.
Or you get heavy breathing when you get scared. Then you hear someone go, oh my God.
That's why, what is it? The Blair Witch movie was one of my favorite movies because they did that. You knew it was fake, but they did that so funny that, crying into the camera, you can only see that one guy's one eye,
But you got to think about some of the fakery that that is there basically for entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to talk about a film called, what was it called? The Blair Witch Project, where they had the handheld cameras.
Mm-hmm.
It did a lot for the paranormal community. We all knew it was fake. Some people watched it and thought it was real.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually did some good for the paranormal because the Blair Witch, is it not called the Blair Witch? Is it the Bell Witch I'm thinking about?
No, it's Blair Witch.
It's a witch. It actually did exist.
Yep.
That haunting did exist.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of took on a part of paranormal, of history, not our history, but your history.
Yep.
Some of the history was brought forward that was forgotten about and nobody was talking about it. It brought it all to the forefront again. So sometimes this fakery, I'm talking about film work though, proper films, actually do tell a story of our historic past. A lot of our paranormal investigations all go back to historic past and past events. It's history, I just thought my cat had jumped on there just then.
See, that's what I get. You feel a cat jump up behind me, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. There's nothing there.
But the thing is, as you know, well, I don't know. Well, Eric, I live in a house that is haunted, so strange things does happen, and it has happened when I've been on a live before.
Oh, wow.
It's that's for another show, isn't it? It's another show. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Do you know, we had a lot of big cat sightings. See, during the pandemic, though, when people were supposed to be in lockdown, I was on lockdown.
No.
And because a lot of other people stayed in, it gave nature a bit of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of big cat sightings around here where I live. And that was quite interesting.
Wasn't there a puma sighted at one time? Well, I know I read something about that.
We have the lynx that is known around here, so we'll see lynx every now and again.
Wow.
But we had a mountain lion that was seen, not just one. There was 2 adults and some babies playing in a field.
Oh, wow.
The panther is seen. The black panther is seen.
Yeah, that's what I meant, the panther.
Yeah, but the mountain lion one, and there was photographs taken of it, and they did zoom in, and they got some really good shots. Why was the mountain lion there? Why has it had babies? Where did it escape from? All these questions.
Well, I know a few years ago we had a problem in America. I think it was more south that a couple of lions. Oh no, it was this one guy who had a pet tiger, and it got out. And it was roaming out in the forest, and people were complaining that it was going in their yards and stuff like that. I mean, when something like that happens, they end up shooting it.
Oh no!
They don't capture it and bring it back to wherever. They end up killing them. Oh, no. It's a shame.
Your mic is perfect now.
Oh, because it got farther away from my.
Bobby says, greetings from a very hot and hurricanes Florida. Well, you just better take care of your good self, Bobby, and your sweet, lovely wife, and keep yourself safe. That's all I can say about that. And if you don't keep yourself safe, we will be very upset with you. Only because we like you. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll never catch me doing that because I know nothing about doing it.
I think you need some kind of experience with computers to know how to fake things in the first place, don't you?
Yep. I used to know all that. I couldn't build a computer, but ask me to figure out how the systems work on it. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Exactly. Yeah. What's he like? Exactly. You're very welcome, Bobby. Just look after yourself, you know.
You know, going back to the pandemic and going out and investigating, it pretty much wiped the whole idea from Wisconsin, where I live, because there's no teams around here anymore because they're all stopped. No, because the pandemic happened. No one called in or anybody, you know. I don't know. There's just nobody investigating private homes, no nothing.
So, Eric, there is an opening.
Yep.
Do it's what I say. If you have the time.
Well, I have the time. It's just finding somebody that will get a hold of me and say, hey, this. And like I said, if I don't know something, I will find out, you know, somebody that does.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to watch that later, Rob and Sam. Yeah. Yep. The trouble is, when you debunk the fakes, you've got to be careful not to turn it into witch hunts and things like that, because then you become just as bad as the fakers themselves. So it's just common sense that has to prevail, isn't it, Kerry, really? So.
Well, that's why everything I answer now, I answer either I don't answer because I know it's not a real thing, or I say, well, this is what I think, but I don't know that much, so. Pandemic? Yep, pandemic. Pandemic. I mumble a lot. You'll have to forgive me for that.
He does not do that. Yeah. So, other fakery that I hate, and it's not so much in the paranormal, but it does, is the fake news.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it just drives me so freaking mad. For example, somebody that I know in the paranormal, a good friend called Barry Frankish, nice, lovely Yorkshireman. He's actually been dead twice.
Really?
Yeah, he's not been dead. It's just
I don't know
where it came. Where it came from, whether it's somebody being nasty or vicious or vindictive, but you read other people in newspapers being dead when they're not.
Yep.
You know, it really makes me mad. Now, I know of a couple of paranormal teams that have to get a story in the newspaper because it's attention seeking. And it's only saying that this place is haunted, and I captured this on camera, but you look at the picture, there's nothing there. Or they're doing it for self-gain to propel their team or themselves. But you also have what I call the YouTubers doing it.
Yep.
Oh, it's like, really? It's like the famous extinguisher thing. It's a marketing ploy, but it's also a silly thing to do. It's like you're losing your credibility by doing things like that. Really.
Kara's dead gorgeous. That's what he says.
Oh dear. So anyway, yes, I found the post on my group. It is shocking. It's especially when you know the person, isn't it, Jacqueline? It's ridiculous. I don't watch the news. I only like live shows. Yeah, that's good. They tried to post it, but I sent it to Barry. Good for you. He's dead.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but if you notice, Terry doesn't answer the question about the "two really" phrase, where that came from.
I know. Right?
Just totally glosses over that. Bless you. Oh, Jacqueline, it's so good to have nice people within the paranormal field that actually care. You know, you might not meet maybe once or twice a year. You might only just chat through Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is that you use. But it is nice that you've got people out there, some good people out there that really do care.
Well, to share a little bit more about me, my personality is once I like somebody, I attach to them and I want to be around them a lot. But sometimes for other people that don't really like me that much, get annoyed by me because I'm like, you want to go do something? You want to go do this? You want to go do that? Like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to be here around you. Fine.
As long as you know where you stand, you know what I mean? It's like Sodom. F you then, I'll go on my own.
Yep.
Annette Locke says it's like BBC Bollocks Broadcasting Company. On a tangent, but if we don't get together, there won't be networks or any kind, if the powers that be get their way of cashless and 15-minute cities. Well, you know what? They've introduced here, it's a ULEZ charge in Greater London. You have to pay £12 if you take your car out and it doesn't meet their emissions criteria and things like that. A lot of people can't afford to buy a brand new car with low emissions. Maybe you don't want an electric car. It's like controlling governments again, and newspapers and media, and they all get involved. It's all interconnected somehow, some way.
Well, unless it's really rainy all the time, or even when fall or winter comes there, if it's not really snowy, I'm going to get a Can-Am, which is a 3-wheeled motorcycle, and that's what I'm going to drive from place to place.
But it makes me laugh. What was it? Andy and I we were coming back from Manchester. I don't even know what motorway it was because I'm useless with things like that.
Yeah.
But it said that we had to do 60 miles an hour through certain junctions.
Really?
Because of air pollution.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what? So between that junction and that junction, you can only do 60 miles an hour because they've got air pollution. But a bit further down the road, there's a big power station chucking out loads of smoke.
Yeah.
It was just like, has the world gone mad?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Well, there you go.
I think Christine will have something to say about that. Yes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a form of brainwashing, isn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
The other fakery I hate, and we've not even touched on it, is books.
Oh, yeah?
The fakery in the books that are coming out, because it's printed, people are believing what they're reading. And that is another thing that I'm finding absolutely infuriating.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not just in social media. It's
So what
in
don't they have to do? Because I know here when we go look at books, if I go look at a book for a book at all, is they have fiction, nonfiction. You know, they're all categorized in different sections. So I mean, I can't believe it would have to be, oh, this is a nonfiction book and it's fiction. You know.
But I'll give you an example.
Mm.
Right, and I'm going to pull this guy out of thin air again.
Okay.
Zach Bagans, he brought out a book as Ghost Hunting for Dummies.
Oh yeah.
Some people use that as their Bible. It's like,
Really?
what? It's just an example, you know. Al Kelly's just said one here, which don't even get me started. Sex book for kids.
Oh yeah, I can't. That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a healthy way of doing that and a very unhealthy way of doing that. And I think, you know, like education is key, isn't it? And common sense and how we speak to one another. Excuse me. These lively debates, we can have debates and still be grown up and still get on with one another. The keyboard warriors that you see and hear about. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I had such a problem with people like that. You know, I gotten that twice. And I'm like, you know, call me dumb, saying that I'm not intelligent enough. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm intelligent enough to stop talking to you.
Yeah. But, you know, in saying all of this, you know, we're all adults, we're all grown people. And if you enjoy watching the fakers for what it is and you enjoy it as entertainment and you choose to do that, then good luck to you. That's your choice. And I'm not going to hate you for doing that. I have my own opinions of these fakers. I do watch a faker on lives and things like that. I wouldn't part with my money for them. I wouldn't join their subs or anything like that. But what they do put out, their free stuff, I enjoy it for what it is. And, you know, this person's come under very, very heavy criticism. Yes, he does fake stuff. It's purely for entertainment. They go to some interesting places. But what I don't agree with is, again, these witch hunts and calling him out to the point and even getting people to go out to these places where they know that they're going to be at and getting into fights, arguments, leading to someone trying to take their own life. I think that's very, very serious and there's no need for it. I watch this person. I do know that they're a faker. I do know that sometimes he can be very, very outspoken, but it's retaliation. So if you give it, you've got to be able to take it. I watch him for what he is. It's entertainment. I enjoy it. You know, I've seen some interesting stuff, but I'm adult enough to know that what I'm seeing is not real. Some of it is laughable. But it's like watching an entertainment show. That's what I take it for. I don't need to bully him for that. In fact, I commend him. You know, because sometimes he lifts my spirits.
Yeah.
Makes me giggle. So, yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm quite upset about these education authorities that are now confusing young children and upsetting their mental health and their growth. Some kids are getting so confused about sexuality because the schools are playing a big thing on it. And that's not fair to the youngsters. I think that's ridiculous. You know,
there's this one video I watched, speaking about that, there's this one video I watched, this dad bursts into a school, bursts into the classroom and drags his kid out because they're trying to teach their kids, you know, the sexual differences and, you know, trying to confuse them on sexuality. And I'm like, good for him. You should have went in there a long time ago. They should have never let their kid go to school. Start homeschooling your kids if you don't want them to be taught like that.
The thing is, though, I do believe in live and let live, and you are who you are, and some people are born into the wrong body, and
Exactly.
I get that.
Mm.
But you don't bring it into schools at such a young age where they're so impressionable, they don't know what they want. When I was younger, I was a tomboy. Hated dolls, played with cars, wanted short hair. My mum made me grow it long, so it was always tied up in a ponytail. Hated my sister's dolls that much that I stabbed them and drew on them and cut all their hair and all the rest of it, And I wanted to be the boy, I was a boy as far as didn't grow up like that. I'm me. I've had my own children. I'm married. I'm settled. But as a child, it was just the way I was, and I didn't have friends that were girls. They were all boys and that sort of thing. I just think children are very impressionable, and you should let them be what they are, and But anyway, we digress. We're digressing.
Well, speaking about like a tomboyish personality, that's one of the reasons that attracted me to my wife is because she had that. She wasn't all prettied up all the time, high maintenance that we call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witch hunts were based on social media to thin out others that were different from them, possibly just by having a sick attraction sexually. An explanation of things that they can't explain, poor people, etc. So it must be witches that work for Satan. Many innocent people died, and those were just documented. I think the ones that weren't. Hammer of the witches was a legal way to hunt and torture so-called witches. They tortured them so bad that they confessed to do so. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've seen that happen on Facebook, where people have just agreed and just to get people off their back.
Yeah.
But again, if the one then becomes many, that becomes an army. They become dominion. It's not right. It's not right. But anywho, do you agree with charging to be in a group?
No,
what do you think
I don't.
about that?
I don't think they should be charged to be in a group. I mean, the reason why you join a group is to be with people that are like-minded with you and that like to do the things that you do. Just because you're a popular group doesn't mean I should have to pay, unless I'm paying for part of that investigation, like my part of the equipment, my part of the venue that we're going to, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, to be just part of the group, no.
No. If you're paying for insurance, it's all divided equally amongst you. If you're going to go to a venue that has a small charge and you've got enough people, so it's not a ridiculous charge, and you all share that charge out between you. But if it's all agreed, then that's fine. I belong to groups that don't charge and groups that do charge, and it all depends what you want from that group and how serious that group is.
Yeah.
And, is it a spiritual group or is it, I used to sit in circle and I think we used to pay £2 a week that paid for the biscuits and the tea.
Yeah,
£2 a week's nothing.
Yeah, something like that is, is great. But if we had to pay, like, I had to buy into your group, that's basically what he's asking. And I'm like, no, I don't, I'll go do my own thing for free,
Yeah. Depends on the situation, Brian, doesn't it? Some people can't afford it is another thing.
And that's my biggest pet peeve lately. And that's why I keep going back and forth from, do I want to do this when I get over there? Or do I want to do this? Do I want to just do something for me and my wife? Or do I want to do something that will be beneficial for everybody and just make my money doing other things with that same venue,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sarah, I agree. And I feel like I'm a strong respect. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. Amongst anyone like it, it's a private thing for each individual. So, whatever happened to that group in the UK, those ladies that were always screaming and running? I think they were very fishy things, which that show. Oh, you're talking about Most Haunted.
Oh, is that what he's talking about?
Yeah,
They got
they got
ankle.
they got kicked off the TV. They got kicked off. Nobody will touch them now. What? Really? Oh wow, that's ridiculous. But how old is she? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly, Kelly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just go digging around the yard.
Like in my where I live,
Mm.
my house is it's not brand new, but it's not old.
Yeah.
And where I was the end house, and I've got a bit of land with my house. And what they did was when they were building all the other houses around on this estate, they used my yard, if you like,
Mhm.
where the electricity. You know, when those little electrical boxes that go in the wall that hold all the wires. Well, they come in like a solid piece, and you have to tap out the little round discs where the wires would go in.
Okay.
So I've got all the little round discs in my yard. I brought out my metal detector. I can't believe this. There's all this money under there, and it's not. It's all these
Yeah.
little round discs.
Mhm.
It was so misleading. I was so upset.
10. Oh, 10. She's 10. Her granddaughter.
That's
Yeah, that's too young.
yeah, tea and biscuits money. Yeah, £2 a week. And if we had any over, it all went into a kitty for a proper drink at Christmas.
I can tell you one thing. I'm going to be gaining some weight when I get over there because the food is so much richer and better than here.
Do you think?
No, I agree. I absolutely think so. I've seen
I
all
think,
these beautiful
all that
sweet.
haggis and neeps when you get to
Mm.
Scotland, and square sausage.
Mm.
I
I,
am blue for you.
I used to eat blood sausage and I love that stuff.
Oh, we call it black pudding here.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that annoys you about fakery?
Not that I can think of. I pretty much covered it with, just a blatant, just outright faking. You know they're faking. They say it. We're gonna fake this.
Do you know what I find really, really frustrating? And I tell so many girls, be careful in the paranormal because there are so many sexual deviants out there. You sit in the dark alone with these people and you don't know who they are. Seriously, we know of 2 people that were arrested, and one of them was arrested for 18 years
Wow.
because of what happened. Oh. So again, joining the paranormal groups as a form of fakery to get closer to these women.
Yeah, I can understand
it's not
that. Yeah.
So it's a form of fakery, but it's not. This is more.
Well, you are, not the paranormal event itself, but it's like, I'd say I could say I'm Bob Smith, and because they can't look me up or they don't look me up, I can do whatever I want,
Yeah. I mean, I just think people need to be sort of have your eyes and ears open, use common sense. And if you feel uncomfortable, and I'm not talking about the paranormal element of it, if you feel uncomfortable from being in the company with anyone because you've joined a group and you've got to go and investigate with them, use your mouthpiece and say no and mean it. There's always other groups that you could go and join. It's okay to air your opinion.
Yep. And pay more attention to what your body's telling you too. That's very key because your body will tell you whether or not you want to be there.
Yeah. I think people to get too wrapped up with the ghost hunting, paranormal or spiritual element that they're not actually listening to or seeing. It's happening in front of them. Some women are even being touched and all sorts. But if it is happening, tell someone. If you can't turn around and say no, talk to somebody about it and get advice. Don't sit and suffer in silence, and do something about it. It won't make you a bad person.
And that's why
if you report them.
That's why if I do what I want to do, what I really want to do, I'm going to make sure it's reputable teams, they have insurance, and that I'm there or my wife's there at all times during the whole parts of investigating.
Yeah.
Or somebody that at least I know can trust, you know.
A reputable group will also even have their insurance policy on display. So, or they might have the certificate. But if they're a reputable company, you can view the policy.
Okay.
Because just because they have a certificate doesn't mean they've got insurance.
Yeah, true.
You need to see the policy. And that's how you find out if they're reputable or not. Oh, what does he say? Bryce says, awkward. I have mixed feelings about genuine people, but deluded and eager people that see pareidolia as real. Yeah. I get that, Bry. But, right, we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. That's gone quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. But that's what I like about the shows, though. You know, it goes nice and quick, and it takes up my time.
But you know why? It's because Dan's not in. You can get a word in. He talks a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I like him, though. He's funny, and I like being, seeing him talk. And
Too much.
I don't know if anybody heard that.
Personal experience, maybe just lack of knowledge. Or ego, Terry. They know they're faking it. Oh, Kelly, she's such a darling. Don't give him any sympathy. He might have COVID, but, don't give him any sympathy. He's had it about 33 times, COVID.
Really? 33 times? Yeah. Wow.
33. No, 3.
3.
It's just like getting flu now,
but still, it? 3 times is still not good, Stop trying to kiss people, Dan.
Keep your tongue to yourself. You dirty bugger. No, I think it's all airborne particles, isn't it?
It is. Well, yeah, when somebody coughs or sneezes without covering their face, it's all, that's, 30 feet, 40 feet that stuff travels?
Yeah.
I know they say 6, but it's more than that.
Jacqueline, I need to get hold of you at some point, so I'll have to message you and find out when you're free and get you on a show, my darling. She's going to think, what? Oh, Sam, no, we enjoyed having you and your input into the show. It means so much when we get inputs and questions and things like that. And
we couldn't do this without you guys. And it helps me practice.
Yeah, he did get injected. He's up to date with his jabs as well. And truthfulness. One Willie says the show was good. The other Willie's watching TV. Oh, he can multitask. That's a bit unusual for a man. Oh.
No.
I'm only joking. No. I'm only joking.
My mom tells me that all the time. You have a hard time multitasking. Yes, I do.
What is that?
Because, what? I don't know. Well, mine is because of my attention deficit disorder. I can only do one thing and I forget about doing something else. So
yeah. Well, this is Joanna from Canada, and I enjoy it. Thank you, Joanne. And honestly, one day I'm going to Canada. I really want to go to Canada.
Yeah.
Because I have a spiritual connection over there.
Okay. See, now here, we used to be able to travel from here to Canada without a passport, but now apparently you need a passport, so.
Yeah. Yes, we will, Bri. Definitely. I need to have a catch up with you at some point anyway, because on the Simply Spooky shows on a Wednesday evening, we are going to be interviewing once a month one of the presenters or co-presenters of the other shows to understand who they are, what they're about, and where they come from, what they're into.
Yeah.
And so Bri will definitely be on that show, but I also want to speak to Bri about other stuff, some interesting intellectual stuff.
Well, it just popped into my head that I keep teasing Lois all the time about the times that I wake up, because I wake up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in a.m. here, which is already about 7 o'clock there, 6 o'clock there, and I go to bed way past midnight your time, but it's only like 8, 9 o'clock here. So
Wow.
I'm already prepared for investigating over there. I can stay up all night long.
You wait till you get here. You won't be sleeping. Sleep when you're dead. That's what I say. I've got 100 projects and finishing isn't one of them. Oh, dear. Yeah, just let us know, Nettie. Anytime. Anytime. Just give us a shout. Do you know what? It's all got to be your own personal choice. I have the flu jab every year and have done for the last 20 years, and I never got flu. Flu is not to be confused with this very bad viral infection or a cold.
Yeah.
Flu is when you can't even move your body and get out of bed. Then COVID hit. It was everybody's personal choice to either get vaccinated or not get vaccinated. I did, because I travel, and to go to these other countries I had to be vaccinated, and I had the flu jab on top of that. So it's got to be everybody's personal preferences, and whether you have it or not, it doesn't matter whether you do or not. I'm vaccinated against, as a child, measles, mumps, rubella, German measles, smallpox, you name it, I've had it, because I do travel quite a lot. So that was I didn't have to have it, but I wanted to do these other things. So my choice was to have it. I'm glad I had it, because I've had two people in my family. One of them died, not of COVID, they died of the ventilator.
Oh, wow.
And the other member of the family, he lost 4 months of his life. He was put on a ventilator and stuck on there for 4 months. And he's now a completely different man. And a friend of mine died because she had blood clots caused from the vaccine. But that could be any vaccine, not just the COVID vaccine. But because somebody doesn't have it, I wouldn't sort of, that's your choice. It's totally up to you. So, but I think, you can't tell people not to have it or to have it. It's got to be their own.
Well, see, with me, I have, a doctor, number one, that I trust. And number two, I have 2 doctors in my family. So, I've talked to them about it, and they said, get vaccinated. It really does do what it says it does. And these are people that don't just, blindly get a vaccine and just give it to you. They make sure and research it too. So,
do you know, I even had to have a rabies jab once.
Oh, really? The free one? Now they made it into one.
I don't think they do that anymore. I remember.
Well, they do. It used to be like you had to get like 4 shots, but now they only have it in one. So,
and also, people are still busy talking about COVID, but then they've stopped talking about the bubonic plague that's still out there. It never ever went away.
The black pig is still out there.
Yeah. But it's got to be individual choice. Whether you do or whether you don't. It doesn't really matter, does it? We do it for our own personal reasons.
Yeah. That when I bring my cats over, because I'm not leaving them here for 6 months, so I'm going to be flying them with us when we fly over. I have to get them fully vaccinated before I even put them on the plane.
Yeah. I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
Oh my, but
Doesn't matter. We love you anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
You just didn't even know what was going in your arm, did you?
Nope. Of course, in the Army, it's a little bit different. They tell you, you're going to get this. Okay. Yes, sir. You know,
Oh,
thank you, Robert.
he's so sweet, isn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like for personal reasons or medical reasons, you've got to do what's right for you.
Yep. And some people are
Definitely.
allergic to this stuff, and it, you know.
Vivian goes to a lot of places with rabid people, mainly Dan.
Yeah.
He's rabid.
Yeah.
Well, he is at the moment.
Yep. I believe it. No.
He's always rabid.
Wow. Says about the tunnel. Oh, God. I used to have nightmares about that Eurotunnel when it was being built. Seriously.
Oh, really?
And I saw it's like tiles coming off the walls and water coming in. I remember this happening so vivid. I dreamt this for about a solid week.
Wow.
And then on the news, it was about there was an accident and there was a death in the tunnel and all this sort of thing. And that, yeah, I reckon it was related to that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hello from Ansonia, Connecticut.
I got
USA.
one question. Yeah, what is CT?
CT scan.
Oh,
No, CT, the state.
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay.
it's Connecticut. There you go. Got it right. Woohoo!
See, when there's a question I don't know, I ask her. She knows.
She's a QI elf. She knows all the answers. And if she doesn't know, she finds out. Ooh,
Ooh, ouch.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Terry. You know it, don't you? It's coming sooner than I think.
Yeah.
This Bigfoot hunt.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. Bigfoot. It's all about the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'm getting more involved in that too, of finding out that, because I'm really enjoying the shows that Grizzly does about Bigfoot.
Yeah. He's very knowledgeable as well.
Mhm.
I think him and Nick, they know all sorts of things. Yeah, all these French zombies can't understand a word they say.
Yeah.
They talk nothing but French.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take care, Sam.
See you later, Sam.
Mind how you go. Right, so we're going to draw this to an end. I am back on Simply Spooky tomorrow night on the Simply Spooky Network. I do have some news, though, before I love you and leave you all this evening. I'm heading up the Things United Kingdom over here in the UK. I've been in talks with the boss, Jeremy York, and it's going to be a slow process, but we are getting that up and running here. Eric, when he comes over, he'll be doing some stuff for things, but he doesn't know about that yet. I haven't told him. And so that's that to look forward to. We also, on the Simply Spooky Network, we do have our yearly social, which will be in December. So that's something to look forward to. We'll be announcing that very soon. So that will be going. If you want a ticket, you can buy a ticket and come. Everyone is welcome. You can ghost hunt if you like. If you don't, you can just sit and chat and eat fish and chips with the rest of us. So that's coming up in December. Dan hopefully will be back. If not tomorrow, he will be back next week. His new show will be starting sometime real soon. So that's another one to look forward to on the Simply Spooky Network. And also on Sunday, Eric and I we'll be doing our first spiritual show on Sunday evening, and we will start very lightly with some meditations and breathing exercises and helping you along your spiritual pathway, maybe the odd demonstration of clairvoyance. And if we don't know the answers, we have some guides that we can go to that maybe will. So hope you can join us for that. That's a new show starting on Sunday. Check out the Things Network schedule. Lots of excellent shows that are on for your entertainment, and also on the Simply Spooky Network page, where the network is growing and we have lots of shows coming there soon. I am going to say thank you to everyone in the chat for joining in and making the show what it was tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much. Eric, last words with you.
Everybody be safe, be careful, and have a good night.
Night, everyone.